doing, guys? So, what is this? I obviously don't know the full runtime yet, but I'm guessing it's gonna be a good few hours. And that's pretty long for an episode, right? So, what exactly is this? Well, I need to connect up this road to the village over by the lake. And instead of just time-lapsing it by myself, I thought, why not bring you guys along with me? And whilst I build this monotonous, it's the same thing over and over again when you're making a road. Yeah, let's bring you guys along. I'll chat some nonsense, and I actually made a post on the community channel asking for questions that I could answer in these long plays, and I got a few questions that I can use as talking points and answer a few of your guys' questions. So go and grab a cup of tea, cup of hot chocolate, whatever is your calming drink of choice, because this is gonna be a long one. It's just gonna be me building a road and talking away. And don't worry if you don't have the time or just not interested in this, because we're not doing anything vital to the series. In the next proper episode of Eqqo Builds, I'll obviously just show off the road, and that'll be that. That'll be like 10 seconds worth of video, but for us, it's gonna be a few hours. Just building away. But anyway, yeah, I thought I'd make use of this wagon since I have it. Can fill it up with the blocks we need and then just head out. And we won't have to keep running back to the house to grab supplies. It's really handy making that. If you want to see how I made it, there is an episode, maybe 15? Episode 15? It's pretty crazy that the next episode I release is going to be episode 20. I feel like I haven't been doing this that long, maybe like 6 months. And we've already somehow grown to over 2,000 subscribers in 6 months, which I don't know if that's normal. I'd like to think it isn't, because it makes this feel, I don't know, kind of special maybe, and maybe it's not. Maybe it's quite common for some people to just grow quite quickly. But from what I've heard from YouTubers who've been on the grind for years, the first few years is just nothing. Just churning out videos for no one. Nobody watches. That's what I've heard anyway. But I guess not for us. Somehow I'm just getting the stuff to make coarse dirt, because we're gonna need a lot of coarse dirt. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it, guys. I don't know. You just must enjoy what I build. I don't know. I don't know what the reason is, and I don't want to overthink it. I don't want to assume that I'm doing something great or amazing. I'm just trying to make my little videos that I would like to watch, you know? I think YouTube is full of just really intense energy, trying to keep your attention, you know? Like the attention span of the average person has dropped so much. Like we can't be bothered to. And I do get it. I get it, because there's just so much content to consume now. You have to be a bit more precious with your time, you know? You don't want to waste 20 minutes, half an hour on a video that's just awful. So I get it. You need your attention grabbed immediately to know that you're in for, that what you're about to watch is going to be worth your time. So yeah. But it does seem a bit sad that just attention spans have kind of died. everything's really fast-paced and high energy, and I don't know if this is just me, but I find that exhausting. I much prefer a calming, relaxing tone. Because at the end of the day, YouTube and watching YouTube is... let me just place this down. There we go. So yeah, see, look how easy that is. Just bring the whole wagon with us, and then we can access all of our stuff and build this road. I didn't want to put it at the beginning of the road because we're going to be moving along, so I kind of put it about halfway to where I think we'll do like the first portion. I kind of do this in portions, I think. We'll do this bit first. See how long that takes. See how long this video may end up being. But yeah, what was it? What was I saying? Something about YouTube. Oh, attention spans, and I'm just gonna get all the grass. By the way, that's what I'm doing. I'm shearing away all of the long grass where the path is going to be, and also we're gonna need this later to kind of add in where I want it. I like to be a bit more picky with my grass placements. Anyway, yeah, I prefer a calming video, and maybe from the seams of things, you guys do too. And maybe that's why this little channel's just doing quite well, which is amazing. So yeah, 6 months, 20, almost 20 episodes. There's like, you know, there's the 2 Anno episodes, which I don't think most of you guys are that interested in, and that's okay. You know, Minecraft is a much bigger game, much bigger following of completely varied age ranges and types of people. Like Minecraft what's the word? It appeals to so many different types of people on different levels. And I think that's probably why it is the most popular game in the world. I mean, I certainly love it. I've been playing it for, that leads into one of our questions, like, how long have I been playing Minecraft? I didn't start at the very, very beginning. Like, I know a lot of the guys on Hermitcraft have been playing it since alpha and beta, and when did I... It was around 2012, maybe near the end of 2012, and I saw on YouTube a video of some guys playing this old map called The Walls, which, looking back on it now, it was such a simple... compared to some of the things that people create nowadays, like map-wise, like adventure map-wise, it was so simple. It's literally 4 quadrants with sand walls separating the quadrants, and then after, I can't remember, maybe like 5 minutes, the walls drop, and you have to battle it out, you know? It's really simple. But for some reason, something about that video, I can't even remember whose video it was, who was playing it, but something about that, yeah, just like a bunch of friends having fun, gathering resources, building traps, and the idea of breaking the environment, taking blocks from the environment and building something, like creating your own gameplay. That was something I'd never really seen before. And I didn't end up ever playing that map or ever playing with other people. Actually, I've never played this game with other people, which may seem shocking, because I know a lot of people only play online multiplayer Minecraft with their friends. Like that's their experience of Minecraft, you know. That's where the fun is, right? Why would anyone play single player? But yeah, I guess watching that first video sparked the interest to find the game, and then I bought it and downloaded it and watched some more videos of other people playing it. Got to grips with like the basics, you know, all the stuff that we learned at the beginning, punching trees and how to craft and stuff like that. And then I guess I just never, like, it took hold, and that was it. It really did feel like something quite special. And the more, I don't know if for a lot of us, I don't know if our love of this game would have been as big as it is without the YouTube community around it. Because I think watching videos back then of people playing it, the things that they were inventing, like Eqqo with this redstone and Doc M, because that was also a big thing that attracted me at the beginning. I like the redstone side of things. I kind of started Minecraft as a redstoner, interestingly. I've said this before, but yeah, it was that side of the game that really fascinated me. So that also kind of leads into another question of who do I watch from the Hermitcraft? So who is my favorite hermit? And I think it is probably Eqqo, but that's not because he's a hermit. I've just loved Eqqo from the beginning. There's definitely no correlation with the fact that my name begins with E and ends with O and is 4 letters long. That's an absolute coincidence. It's definitely not inspired by Eqqo at all. Yeah, so I love Eqqo. I've always loved Eqqo and Doc M. They were kind of the two that I used to watch when they were in the Minecraft server. And B-Dubs. BOO is probably my biggest builder inspiration, because after kind of, I didn't get bored with the redstone side of things. I think it's kind of this thing that happens when how do you put it? Actually, I just want to show you, before I ramble on about Hermitcraft, I just want to show you this village near the lake. I'll try and get a good look from the other side, but this is where we're building the road to anyway, this lakeside village. I love that it's kind of on this slope. It's all up and down. The landscape that the village is set on is really interesting, and I think it's going to make for a really cool looking town that we end up building here. But yeah, look at this beautiful lake and the mountains. Maybe something should be built on this little tiny peninsula, like a fishing shack or something. I don't really know. But yeah, I don't know when we'll get around to building. Oh. Excuse me. I don't know when we'll get around to building this village, because it's taken nearly 20 episodes and we still haven't finished the first village. But this is probably where we'll come next. We'll give it a different style, maybe a bit still rustic, but maybe a bit more towny, a bit more like Lake Town from The Hobbit. That kind of vibe, maybe. I'm not sure. I haven't thought too much about this place. I know that it's really cool, and I know that it's one of the closer villages to us, so it's probably a good one to tackle next. And we can build some interesting things around this lake. It would be really cool if this was part of a larger body of water, because then maybe we could make the town a bit of a harbour harborside town, but it's just a lake, I think. Actually, I think there is a larger body of water, maybe even an ocean not connected, but it's just over there. So we could actually terraform or like connect it with a river, like a canal. We could do that. I don't know. Maybe we'll just leave it as a lake and it'll be a cute little lakeside town. But yeah, this is what we're doing. We're besides me chatting utter nonsense, we are just connecting this road up to this town. So what was I saying? What was I talking about? Oh, I'm sure it'll come back to me in a second. Oh, actually, but never mind what I was talking about. I'll remember soon. But I watched something recently, and I learned a really interesting. Well, I think it's interesting. An interesting fact about coal. Okay, well, saying it out loud, it doesn't sound like it's going to be interesting. I have an interesting fact about coal. No, it is. Well, I think it is anyway. So, basically, in the real world, not in Minecraft now, in real life, all coal that has ever been consumed or will ever be consumed was created in one time period, and it will never be created again or before. That was it. Because because back when the world was younger and was dominated by plants, before animals, it was just plants. Plants ruled the world. And mostly smaller plants like ferns, but eventually some plants started to evolve to be trees by developing something called lignins, which is what wood is made from, the hardy structures of wood. So I think this is fascinating, right? Tell me this is fascinating. So the entire world became covered in trees, but the bacteria that would decompose plant matter couldn't absorb lignins, wood, for millions of years. So trees would grow to enormous sizes, eventually die and fall, and the log would just sit there, not rotting, not doing anything. And eventually, over time, that is coal, essentially. It's wood that never rotted deep underground from millennia of being compressed. So yeah, that is a really interesting fact about coal. But I have remembered what I was talking about now, so I'm going to stop talking about coal and go back to answering your guys' questions. I was saying that my favorite Hermitcraft member is either Eqqo, Doc, or B-dubs. I don't know which. It's one of the three. It's probably Eqqo, but it's one of the three. Yeah, and then I remember saying that I used to be a redstoner, and I didn't get bored with it, but when you start to see the insane contraptions that some people can create, it almost becomes a little demoralizing. Like, if you're only playing the game to create redstone contraptions and you don't really care about the rest of it, it's very easy to feel like there are people better than you, and what's the point, because you just can't create crazy contraptions like some people can, which is a silly way to think, really, because it shouldn't be about that. It's a game, and then just because someone is better at it than you are, so it's a game that you're playing to enjoy, because life can be a bit crap, so let's play a fun game. I don't know. That's what I realized, and I think I didn't enjoy the redstone side of things as much anymore, and people like B-dubs inspired me to play the game differently. Let me just explain the road, even though it's very obvious. But yeah, it's just path blocks, cobbled granite from the Quark mod, if anyone was wondering where that's from, and then granite and coarse dirt. That's it. That's my road palette. Oh, I think I forgot just normal granite blocks when I made this section. But yeah, it's random, you know. There's no structure to it. It doesn't matter. There's no right or wrong way to do it. You just kind of randomly create a path, texture, and then I'll go through afterwards and spatter all the other blocks around. I'll try, as I'm doing it, later on I'll try and explain how I'm doing it, but I kind of just zone out and just let the randomness of clicking around take over. So I don't want it to look structured. I don't want it to be any patterns. I want it to look random and organic. So, and I think it does. I think that's why I've stuck with this path design, because from a distance it stands out as one tone, one color tone. It's quite browny amongst the green grass, but then up close it has texture variation and it looks good, I think. One of you guys, actually a few of you guys, have told me that you have used this path design in your worlds, which is amazing. I love it when some of you say that the things I've built have inspired you for building in your world. I think that's incredible, because that's what it was like for me watching people on YouTube. They inspired me to play this game more and build new and different things that I hadn't thought of in the game, and that increased my enjoyment of the game. So for me to be that person for someone, I don't know, it's kind of a crazy thought, but it's pretty lovely too. So I randomly place the path blocks, dig out all the rest, place a couple of normal granite, but not too many, and then a few more cobbled granite. So I think that looks more roady, looks more like a road texture, but still not too much, and mainly more in the middle than at the edges of the road. And then the rest is just coarse dirt, except when we get to elevation changes, we've only got granite and cobbled granite slabs. There's no dirt slab. So I just kind of try to mix that up between the two, just so there's not too much of one. And yeah, fill the rest in with fill the rest in with coarse dirt, and kind of occasionally break it off into the grass, just so it's not like a clean line between grass and dirt. And that's kind of it. And I'll just keep walking up and down the road and seeing if it looks right. Anyway, I'm building a road. It's not complicated. You guys can see what I'm doing. Let's answer some more questions. So, is there a public mod pack? No, not yet, because one, I don't know exactly how to do that. Two, I have some custom changes that I've made that I don't know if I'm allowed to distribute in a mod pack. And three, eventually I want to carefully upgrade this world to 1.18 or maybe even 1.19. I don't know how long I'm going to hold on for, but that was actually one of the other questions. Do I plan to update? I do, because the big thing I want is the copper and stuff like candles and moss. They would be amazing for building, but this world was generated in 1.16 with the Terraforged mod. That's why the landscape is so beautiful. We've got these rolling hills and these incredible mountains, and it's really beautiful. And I love what the guys at Mojang have done with the world gen in 1.18, but it's still not as beautiful as what the Terraforged mod can do. So I think what my plan is, in between episodes, completely off camera because this is boring. Nobody would want to watch it. I have been running around this world, generating the chunks, and it looks like we are on a completely isolated continent surrounded by ocean. I think that's something the Terraforged mod does. So I've been slowly trying to generate every chunk of the continent so that when I do update, this continent can remain the way it looks with the beautiful Terraforged world gen, and then when we sail across the sea to reach new lands, that will be 1.18 or 1.19 world gen. That's my plan, I think. So I just want it to be perfect, and I want the few mods that I do use, like Create and Quark, I want them to be stable. Like 1.18 just came out, so, and it's incredible that they updated those mods really quickly, but you know, there might be a few bugs or a few issues. So when I do update this world, I want it to be safe and done properly, you know, because this is precious to me. You know, I've put a lot of work into it, and I'm not just playing Minecraft. You know, I'm building a world, an entire series around that world, and thinking of every detail, trying to make it immersive and realistic for you guys as well as myself, because I enjoy it when I believe it, you know, and I think you guys do too. My last episode where I went pretty heavy on the roleplay and the lore and the story, that did really well, and I can see why. I mean, I enjoyed it. I think that's maybe my favorite episode. Yeah, putting that much effort in and putting that much thought and detail into a world like this, inevitably it's going to be precious, you know, and when I upgrade, I want it done right. So yeah, I do plan to upgrade. Next question. Do I use Twitch? No. Twitch kind of scares me. I mean, what I'm doing right now, you'd think would be perfect for Twitch, right? I could just not pay too much attention, build this road, and talk to you guys in chat. But that kind of terrifies me, having to be live and entertain an audience. It's much more. Like, obviously, I know that you guys are going to watch this, so there's an element of entertaining in that, but there's no pressure. And currently, where I live is not really ideal for Twitch. I can't normally record in long sessions like this without some kind of interruption. This is a one-off. But yeah, I don't have Twitch. I don't use Twitch. Will I in the future? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, that always seems like the next logical step for a YouTuber, right? You make videos and then you start streaming. Personally, I don't know if I want to. That may change, obviously, but right now I'm really I'm really happy doing this and doing things the way I do them. I feel like I have more freedom this way. I feel like I can produce content when I feel like I want to, and there's no pressure. And I've always been someone who does not work well under pressure. Some people love it. Some people thrive like that. I don't. I hate pressure. I hate the feeling like I have to do something. So yeah, maybe one day, but probably not. What other questions do we have? What are your hobbies besides Minecraft? That kind of changes. Minecraft seems to be the only constant thing since I started playing it. But my hobbies, or what I'm interested in, or what I'm spending my time doing, changes quite frequently. I tend to get fascinated with something, get really obsessed with it, and then get bored and find the next thing to become fascinated with. So yeah, I've had many hobbies. Writing, filmmaking, model making, painting, building things. There's a lot of different things that fascinate me, and I think that's why I love YouTube, because it's all on there. Anything you are interested in, there's likely an entire community around that thing, and you can watch loads of videos for that specific hobby or interest that you've discovered. So yeah, right now, what's my hobby right now? I said in the something I like and want to share with you of the last episode that I recently started watching a guy painting miniatures, and when I was younger I used to collect small miniatures and paint them, and so I think that's what I'm starting to become fascinated with again. I haven't bought any or painted any or built any, but I keep thinking about it. So maybe that's going to be my new little hobby besides making these videos. But I don't know how long that will last, and I'm sure I'll become fascinated with something else soon. Ooh, I need to make sure I don't break that. But that kind of brings me into something else I wanted to share with you. Because I'm someone who has a lot of things I'm interested in and gets quite obsessed and fascinated with so many different things. I think I'm going to make a second channel dedicated to whatever else I need to get out and create. Like, it's not going to detract from this channel. I love this series. I love this world, and I want to keep building in this world for as long as I can. I have no intention of ever restarting the map, by the way. This is it. I'll find a way to make it work with any updates, but this is it forever. There are no map presets. But yeah, I think that might be something I would like to do and be quite good for me to get out the rest of this creative urge that I have. And then I can share other things with you. Like I kind of try to do it even with these videos, you know, sharing something at the end, something I like and want to share with you. Like, it's only a small thing, showing you something that's fascinated me, but imagine that, but full videos dedicated to that thing, or me making a thing, creating a something yeah, I don't know what it would be exactly. It's kind of a floaty idea right now, but I think it's coming. So when I finally get round to figuring out what I want to do with that and make my first video on my second channel, I'll let you guys know. And I don't know, if it's interesting to you, then that would be amazing. Could follow me over there and watch me explore the rest of the stuff in life that interests me. Yeah. Okay, this is a really nice comment question. I've never enjoyed such a voice so much. The rhythm's so fluid, the video is impressive. Have I had any radio or filmographic? Have I studied cinematography and stuff? Actually, kind of. I did a course in film studies, but I never finished it. But I did do some. So yes, I kind of had a little bit of cinematography training, I guess, but not really. I think it mainly, if these videos show any sign of cinematographic skill, I guess it just comes from the amount of films I've seen. I absolutely adore cinema, and at one point I used to want to be a film director, and maybe that's why I wanted to make videos on YouTube, because I kind of get to direct these little films for you to watch, and maybe that's why I also want to make a second channel, because I can make my own little films and whatever they're about. I think that would satisfy that urge that I've always had, but never really got to fulfill. Because being a film director in the grander sense is very difficult, and not many people actually make it to that level of making like big movies, big cinema movies. There's only a few people who actually get that far. But I think times are kind of changing, where cinema isn't what it used to be, and small creators, like even just single people making single person creators, can produce something nowadays with the technology that is readily available to us that could rival some films. And that kind of changes everything. You don't need anymore to be some grand director in order to realize your vision and create something that people will love. You could do that. It's a lot of work, but you could do that by yourself now. And that's amazing. And that's really inspiring for me. I don't think I'll be making any feature-length films. But I definitely want to create something. Because, film has always been a big love of mine, and that's probably why it shows, and why a few of you guys have asked me, and why I've had quite a few compliments on the cinematographic style of these videos, and that's amazing. And thank you. You're all super wonderful. You really are. But yeah, I guess that's why, because I love film, and I guess it's kind of absorbed into me. The things that I found beautiful, the shots and the style, the tone, the pauses. Pauses are very important. That actually leads me into the other side of that question. Have I had any radio training? No, I haven't had any radio training. I did at one point want to maybe read for audiobooks, because I it's very hard complimenting yourself, but I think I have a decent voice. I know a lot of you have told me that I have a lovely voice, and that's thank you. I mean, that's really lovely to hear. It's hard for me to say it myself, but yeah, I think I've got an all right voice, and I think I understand rhythm or pauses. Like a lot of people, a lot of voices either talk very monotonously as if they are, I don't know, there's no up, there's no down, it's just all very like one tone, and you know, that's just the way life is, you know, it's pretty boring, so why should I make my speech anything more than, you know, I get that. I mean, I used to talk like that because I was just a bit of a sad, depressed teenager, so yeah, that's how I used to speak. So there's either that kind of speech, or there's a lot of high energy, fast talking, no pauses for breath, no breaks, no time to gather your thoughts or even take in what you've just heard. It's just an ongoing, constant flow of speech just at you constantly. And then that's just exhausting for me. I think I've got a pretty calming voice, and I think what helps is realizing that pauses are actually very important to speech, and that's not really, no one tells you that, but a good maybe I pause too much. Maybe I think my mind just works quite slowly. But yeah, a good pause, sometimes for emphasis, sometimes just to allow the person listening to take in what you've said and not get a bit overwhelmed by you just talking at them. So yeah, no radio training, but it's amazing that you guys seem to compliment me on my voice. I mean, thank you. I don't really know. Besides thank you, I'm not sure what else to say. So you seem like a very poetic person. Do you enjoy writing poetry? Reading? No, I never really read poetry. I think I struggle to, especially like classic poetry, I struggle to understand the way it should be read in order to appreciate it. Like with a book, it's pretty straightforward, but poetry is all about the delivery. And maybe in my head I can't read it to myself as well for some reason. But I did write a fair bit of poetry throughout life. Normally when I'm feeling a bit lower, and I kind of use it as a therapeutic way to get out thoughts, which I think is quite a good way to help your mind process whatever it seems to be struggling with, because you know, life is full of ups and downs, and I don't think we have as much control over our minds as we wish we did. So allowing them outlets to process whatever it is really healthy, I think. So yeah, I think in the past I've used poetry for that purpose, never for any overly creative purpose or like writing professional poetry. I don't know. Yeah, it's more of just been a personal thing. But am I a poetic person? I would say I probably am. I quite like that expression as well, a poetic person. I I allow myself to be moved by things. I appreciate beauty, and there are so many films that have made me cry. Not just because they're sad. Not because they're sad. I don't really cry at sad films. Just the beauty of some films just get to me, completely overwhelm me. I can't not cry. It's just so beautiful. Yeah, I think there's quite a poetic side to that, to appreciating beautiful things. That's kind of what poetry is, right? It's meant to be. There's some quote, I can't remember what it is. It's like the perfect words in the perfect order, or something like that. So it's like the most beautiful way to write down words. So, in my mind, that kind of makes me think that being poetic is something beautiful, but not in a vain way, not like a superficial beauty, like true beauty, like the beauty of nature, like of a sunset, or like the magic feeling of a forest, or something like that. I'm not really sure what I'm saying, but yes, I think I am a pretty poetic person. There's a lot to experience in this world, a lot of beauty that you can allow yourself to be moved by if you choose. I mean, not everyone does. Some people don't care. Some people would just, I don't know, see a forest or a sunset, and it's just a forest. It's just trees and a star, and that's fine. Not everyone has to be the same. Not everybody has to see the beauty in something. Beauty is in your eye anyway. In the eye of the beholder. It's you find it beautiful. It doesn't necessarily mean it is. So yeah, I've kind of lost my train of thought where I was going with that. But yeah. Anyway, next question. Would I join the Hermitcraft server? There's no way I would even be asked to. I mean, this is like the biggest Minecraft server on YouTube, and I'm a tiny little channel. And honestly, that's not really my goal. I know a lot of people would love to, and to be honest, if by some miracle I was asked to, it would be absolutely stupid of me to not. But I'm not going to be asked to. There's hundreds of people who play Minecraft bigger than me, have been doing it longer than me, and deserve to be part of something that massive, way more than I do. I mean, I've just started out, But if hypothetically in this situation, by some miracle, I am asked to, I don't know if I would want to. I said earlier, I've never played this game with other people. I don't know how to. I think I'd probably find it very stressful having to match the level of content produced by those guys. They're amazing. They keep us all entertained. They create these fantastic storylines, and they have just such an amazing rapport with each other, like a great connection. They all get along. They're all best friends. It's so comfortable and easy to watch, and I think that's why we all love it, because it's like we get to hang out in their friend group and see what's going on, and we can follow the little storylines. It's wonderful. I love it. I love Hermitcraft. I haven't really known what to do with myself whilst they've all been taking a break, to be honest, because I normally just watch all of their videos. But obviously, they deserve a break. They work hard, all of them. But yeah, I think I would just find that really stressful, having to match that level of content. And also, let's just say it's not Hermitcraft, it's just any other multiplayer server. I don't know. I'm sure it's quite obvious from my videos. I'm pretty particular about the thought that goes into every part of this world. And then if someone just came along and built like a giant pink box next to my tavern, or like it just plonked like a huge pixel art frog in the village, I don't think I would like that. I mean, obviously you can play this game however you want, and a lot of people just play to have fun, and that is fun, you know. It's fun and it's funny. I don't really play like that. Maybe I take it too seriously, but that's what I enjoy. You know, I like the role play, I like the story, I like the thought gone into it, the realism aspect. So I don't think I want any big pixel art frogs in my village from, you know, the pranking member of the server. I think that's just not my style. And that's okay. There are literally hundreds of channels and dozens of amazing servers where that's their gig, you know, that's what they do, and they do it really well. I think Hermitcraft is probably the best, most enjoyable server to watch. But yeah, it's not my thing, I don't think. That who knows? Maybe if in a few years' time, if I'm still going, this will have aged very poorly, and I'll be playing on some server with some really amazing people. But the way things are right now, I don't see it. It's not really in my goal of things. My goals with this are just create. I guess, all right, that's something else I can talk about. Where do I see this world going? What's the plan for this? And it's probably fairly obvious from some of the things I've said throughout the episodes, but I just want to create such a rich world that you guys love it just as much as I do. You know, you want to see this world grow, and having watched all the episodes, it will feel, hopefully, this is the plan anyway, it will just feel so rewarding seeing a blank world turn into one full of towns and cities and villages, and they're all connected together, and there's lore and there's story and characters, and yeah, that's almost the same level of world building that incredible epic fantasies like Lord of the Rings and or games like Skyrim and stuff. Like these worlds feel so rich and enjoyable to play in because someone has thought about every detail to make it immersive for us. That's why we love it, you know. That's how we get to allow ourselves to immerse in these worlds created for us. And I think that's why it's so enjoyable, and I think that's, in the long run, that's what I intend to do with this world. Allow us to immerse ourselves in what we end up creating. And I don't fully know where it's going, and I kind of like that. You know, I don't think I want to know where it's going. I like having a vague idea, and I like having a foggy goal at the end, but I don't fully know what it is. But it's something to walk towards, slowly walk towards, obviously, you know, because we do everything pretty slowly here. We talk slowly, and we build slowly. But you guys don't seem to mind, so that's pretty wonderful. I guess as a follow-up question to that, how long do you anticipate this series to be? Honestly, I kind of hope that it just goes on indefinitely. I don't want there to be an end goal. I just want the world to keep growing. I want... There may be times where maybe it slows down a little bit and videos come out a little less frequently. I don't want to say the word burnout, because I hope that never happens. But if I don't know, maybe if I just get a bit more fascinated with doing other things, you know, if I do start the second channel and there's a big project that I end up working on over there, or I start a new series on this channel that takes up a lot of my time, or who knows, maybe even one day join a multiplayer server. You know, I doubt it, but who knows? I don't know what the future holds. So given that there may come times where this series slows down a little bit, but yeah, fundamentally I don't want this to end. I just want to keep growing it, and even if we get to the point within an area where it feels like it's done, there's nothing else we can do in this area, then we just move on and start a new area, you know, pick a new style, start a new kingdom somewhere else, you know, expand the world with other different styled areas. That's kind of what I'm hoping anyway. So yeah, how long do I think this will last? Hopefully indefinitely. As long as I have this channel, I hope to be making videos on this series. So hundreds of videos one day. We're still at the beginning. We're still at the very, very beginning. We haven't even finished this first tiny little village. It clearly takes me a long time to do anything, you know, because I just want it to be perfect. You know, that's the point. I'm not playing this game in a temporary kind of, with a temporary mentality, you know. I don't intend to restart the map at any point. So in my head, this is permanent now. I want it to be right. I want it to feel immersive and realistic, and be part of this world forever. So yeah, that's that. What's next? What have we got next? Am I accepting suggestions for adding new mods? So I'm actually trying to get rid of mods. When I finally make the move to 1.18, I kind of just want to have Create and Quark, because it adds a lot of things that I think vanilla should have anyway, like vertical slabs and different textures for the chests, and just little things, you know. It doesn't change the gameplay too much, the Quark mod. It just adds things that should already be there. And Create is kind of the next evolution of Minecraft, I think. It doesn't feel like most mods where they're very goal-driven or efficiency-driven. You know, it's unlock the next tier of machinery, you know, to make things faster, produce things faster. Like, yeah, I love I have played modded before, like heavily modded versions of Minecraft, and it's fun. But I often found it kind of turned... Oh, hello. Bye. Yeah, it kind of turned Minecraft into a more goal-oriented game, which I don't think it should be. You know, because you reach the ultimate tier of tech, and then what? You know, I find that with a lot of games that I've played in the past. You know, they're structured in such a way that once you've reached that end goal, then what? You probably never play it again, you know? And I really do think that some of the magic and the secret to Minecraft's success is it doesn't really have a goal. Like, even the goals that it does set are so non-goals, like the Ender Dragon. Like, who cares? Who cares about the Ender Dragon? I don't think anyone considers that the final goal. Well, we've done quite a bit. We've done this first portion of the road, and it's looking really good. I like having that cart there. I think points of interest along a road are really important for making it feel a bit more used, you know? Something that provides no purpose, like that over there, the camp that we built just on that path down from the house. There's no point to this over here that I now have to run to because I'm not doing any cuts, so you just gonna have to wait until I get there, and then I'll carry on what I was saying. Here we are. Yeah, so down from this house, I just built a tree, and under the tree is this little crevice where someone has camped long ago, and yeah, there's no point to this, there's no purpose to this, but it serves to add a point of interest along the road, just to give the environment more life and more story, which is, as we know, what I'm all about on this channel: adding story, adding life. So yeah, I think we've done well. We've made progress on the road. I don't know how much more of the roads we'll do in this Q&A. Talking non-stop like this is not normal for me. I'm very grateful for the questions that I can answer, because I don't know how I would think of things to say. I think that's one of the big fears of streaming. Just thinking of something to say. I can't just talk constantly like this normally. Yeah, this is kind of a one-off, and I'm grateful for your questions. I do have a few more, and I'll definitely answer some more, but my original plan of finishing the entire road to the other town, that might actually take longer than I can talk for, so I'm not sure. Maybe we'll do a little bit more. I think we're already over an hour, or almost. Oh, I think over there might be a good spot for the charcoal pit that I talked about. You know, because we have the production chain for iron that we still haven't completed. We've got the iron mine and the blast furnace, but we need the charcoal pit, and maybe that would be a really cool spot. It's kind of near the forest, in a little hollow. Yeah. Anyway, that's maybe that's something we can do in an upcoming video. But let's have a little sit down under the big tree. Let's have a little break. I've been talking non-stop for over an hour. I have no idea if any of this is remotely interesting. I mean, I'm probably just talking to myself at this point, and you guys have all just clicked away and gotten bored. That's fine. I'll just sit here by myself for a little bit. Maybe read another question. Actually, yeah, this is a really lovely question. I like this. So, you try to connect with us in a more real way than most Minecraft creators, and give bits of philosophical thoughts and wisdom. Why? Yeah, why do I do that? I think there's probably maybe 3 reasons why that's the kind of content I am making. Firstly, because that's what I want. I want to watch someone who... What am I doing? It's nowhere near bedtime yet. Why did I think it was nighttime? It's still very, very bright out. We'll just wait here for a minute while I need to think of a good answer for this question anyway. Yeah, I think that's what I want to watch, I think. I mean, it's... Sometimes you don't want anything more than just superficial, easy to watch, easy viewing, you know. I think a lot of Minecraft that I watch is that and that's perfect. That fills that need in me. You know, I can just turn off real life for a little bit and just see what my favorite Minecraft creator has been up to this week, and I love that. But there are loads of people who do that, and why would I stand out in any way? You know, I'm not the most entertaining or enthusiastic, excitable person. I'm quite calm and chill and relaxed, and I think I like to see my videos as a comfy sit down with your quiet but interesting friend. You know, I have a few friends like that where I don't see them that often, but when I do, we have a proper chat. You know, we talk about real things, and it feels good. It feels good to have a proper conversation, not just talk about day-to-day nonsense like you end up having to do with most people, because you just don't have that connection with them, and that's fine. You know, you can't have a deep connection with every single person you know. It's a bit too much. But I think I want to see. I would like my videos to be a little bit like that, where they're just a calm, relaxing sit down with that friend that you get to talk about deeper things with, and not in an overly intense way. Not that friend that you know, they've always got something wrong with them, or they just kind of unload their problems on you. I think that's a very completely different dynamic, and yeah, I think a lot of us have friends like that too. I think, yeah. So that's kind of the main reason, one of the reasons, because that's what I want sometimes. So I can be that for you guys. Secondly, for me, I think I share more real talk for my own mental well-being. I think I find it very therapeutic to just talk through whatever I'm feeling. Like in some episodes, I'm very clearly a bit more down, maybe, or just not even necessarily down and sad, just a little bit flatter. You know, I'm not up and fun and excitable, and that's okay. And I think it's important to allow yourself to feel whatever it is you are feeling in the moment. It's definitely a fallacy that we have control of our emotions, and I think that doesn't necessarily need to be something we feel bad about in any way. I think we should just accept it and allow it, and that's probably the healthiest way to go through life, you know? So yeah, I find it quite therapeutic to, because I'm creating, that's already quite an intimate thing. Sharing something that I've produced, it you know, it can be scary. I'm making something and putting it out there, and you guys could hate it and laugh at me and mock me. It is a vulnerable thing to do, to create and put it out there. So I'm already in I'm in a mildly vulnerable situation as a creator. So I think that just naturally sets me up to be a bit more open to sharing, I guess. So maybe that's also why. Yeah, for my own mental well-being, I think that it's a big part of it. And thirdly, I think maybe I do it as a source of comfort for anyone else who might also be feeling a bit flat or a bit down. You know, there are many ways to help someone, and someone like BOO, who you know when you watch a B-dubs video, it's going to be fun, you're going to have a good time, you can forget about whatever you might be dealing with in your own head or in your own life, and you can just have fun with B-dubs for 35 minutes, you know? That's one way to mildly help someone, or just improve their day, you know? And I appreciate that, and I love that about watching B-dubs videos, but I'm not as fun or as funny as B-dubs, and I don't intend to be. I think I realized my strengths, and they're different than a fun, happy person. They're maybe a bit more serious and a bit more, I don't know. I think I know that the reality is that of all the people watching, not everyone's going to be having the best time, especially with the state of things right now and the way they have been for a few years. You know, life's been hard for a lot of people. So I think one way to help that is to provide an escapism, make someone laugh, you know, let them not think about their life for a bit. And another way is to be open and honest myself and say, I'm not having a good time either, but that's okay. Look, I've still built this amazing tavern. You know, I truly believe it's important to allow yourself to be sad. You know, we are not, as a person going through life, going to be happy constantly. It's near impossible, and it's not the best idea to expect that of yourself. You're just a human. You are floating through this life, and there is literal chaos happening around you in the form of other people's lives clashing with yours. Unforeseen event. You know, you can't control the things that happen to you, and you can't even really control how you will respond to them emotionally, but you will respond to them, and that's okay. That's human. That's fine. You know, if you feel down, that's fine. If you feel up, that's fine too. And I don't know. I think it's very important to allow yourself to feel whatever it is you're feeling. So I think me being honest about how I'm feeling, maybe I do that with the hope that it might help someone be honest with how they're feeling and allow themselves to also just accept it, as I'm demonstrating in the video. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's a bit too deep of a topic, but I really appreciate the question, and if anyone is still listening, yeah, that's the more open, honest, more serious side of me sometimes, you know. But it's not always like that. Sometimes we just get frustrated with villagers and or get really heavily into the role play and pretend that I live in this world and I talk to these villagers. Yeah, speaking of, I've got some questions about the villagers, actually. Some interesting ones. If it was funded, would I start an initiative to comprehend the intensely annoying desperation caused by the low level of neurons inside a villager's brain, if they have one? That's pretty funny. So I have a theory that actually the villagers are a lot more intelligent than we think they are. I mean, I get frustrated with them and call them idiots, but I only get frustrated with them because they won't do what I want them to do. But why would they? You know, if maybe they are truly advanced, intelligent beings, why would they just do whatever I say? Like the more simple animals, like cows, you can just hold some wheat and they'll follow you around. You know, that's pretty single-minded. That's not overly intelligent. But a villager, no, he does his own thing. You know, maybe they are actually geniuses, and emotional beings, you know, and they will not be controlled by us. Maybe that's the reality of the situation. Who knows? What do the villagers think about my character? So lore-wise, like roleplay-wise, if we go back into the mind of this, pretending we're living this world, I kind of see us as this character from another land who's come to this village, built ourselves a house up on the hill, and I'm a bit odd to them. We're kind of like the odd guy from the, like, they're like a small-minded village, you know. They kind of hobbity, you know. They don't care for people from far away, you know. They have their very hobbity ways, and that's the way they like it. But we're this odd guy who's built this house, and he's helping out around the village building things, but they kind of tolerate me, I think. I think that's kind of how I see it. And, you know, eventually I'll move on and go and help out building another village or town, and then they'll forget about me or thank their gods if they have any. I haven't thought about that yet actually. If I want to include any kind of religion, or maybe not even a religion, just because I don't know. I think religion can be quite a dangerous thing, but I don't know. Maybe their mythologies, or if they have any like beliefs or superstitions. I don't know. I haven't thought that far yet. We're still building the first few houses of the first ever village, so maybe the lore will extend far enough that there are mythologies and maybe even religions. I'm not sure. We'll see. What was I talking about before I talked about religion? I can't remember. Oh yeah, how the villagers see us. Yeah, I think right now we're the weirdo. We're the weirdo from another land who's kind of not necessarily invaded. I don't think they're threatened by us, because we're just a bit of an oddball character. But we do help out, so they tolerate us. But maybe as the series progresses, if more stories and maybe some more adventures happen, maybe we will prove ourselves. Maybe perform some heroic deeds. I don't know. I don't know. I really enjoyed playing with the story in the last episode, so I think I'm definitely going to make a few more episodes like that. Stumbling. I've been talking far too long now. I'm messing up my words. I have realized I like mixing it up with the episode styles. Sometimes it's just going to be me building a house or something simple, something small. There will be other episodes where we're working on a big project, and that'll be quite fun, seeing the progress made on a larger project. I do have quite a few of those in mind, actually. I'm not going to spoil them, because I want you to watch the episodes. Some episodes where it'll probably just be not doing a whole lot, but talking, maybe having a bit more of a real chat, if that's just the way I'm feeling, and that's what I feel I need to get out. That's how I need to express myself creatively. And then some episodes where we go heavy on the story. You know, I don't think it could be intense, lore-heavy story every episode. I think that would be a bit much, but every now and again, just extend the world a little bit more. The world of our imagination. Extend that reach. Speaking of extending reach, I have a plan for an online map of this world. I'm working on it in the background. I don't know when it'll be ready. I mean, right now there's right now, there's not a lot to explore in our world, but in the future, there will be. So yeah, I kind of have this idea of making an online interactive map so you can see where everything is that we've built. And maybe, you know, like click on a village and you can watch the episode in which we built that village. And I like the idea of that. I think that'd be great. So I'm going to work on that. And I have, again, forgotten what I was talking about. So I'm going to answer another question. What do you enjoy the most about content creation? There's quite a lot of things that I enjoy about this. I think a big one is you guys, the interaction with you guys, and knowing that something I'm creating is going to be put out there, and so far, from what I've experienced, received with nothing but positivity and praise and validation, you know, because we're all creatures that require validation. That is unfortunately just the way we are as humans. So instead of pretending like I'm not, I fully accept that I am, and this is a wonderful way I have found to acquire that validation from you guys, because you're all just so lovely. I've had one bad, it's not even a bad comment, but one not positive comment, and it just said noob. Which is, I just think that's funny. I think that's hilarious. So yeah, somehow 20 episodes, 23, 25, I don't know, including the other this series episodes, I have not had a single bad comment from you guys. It's just positivity, supportive, amazing appreciation for what I'm creating, and that feels lovely. That's encouraging for me to keep going with this. So that's definitely a big part of what I like about content creation. I think being creative, having a creative outlet is part of it. I get to take whatever is in my mind and create something that will be put out there. You know, it's one thing to create just for yourself, and that's kind of how I always was. I would just make things for me and kind of tell myself that I didn't need anyone to see what I was doing. You know, I don't need anyone's approval. And it's not about approval, but it's just a nice feeling sharing something you've made. So yeah, I think being creative and then having it well received, I think that's what I love the most. It's just a very encouraging, positive feeling. And I know for a fact that since I've been making these videos, it's had a really positive impact on my life and my mental well-being, for sure. That is a definite. I feel like I have a bit of a purpose, you know. I have, instead of just aimlessly floating through life, not really knowing what to do or what the point of anything is, I have a point now, you know. This is what I want to do, and I'd love to do more of it and keep going and grow and, you know, live the dream of maybe one day doing it for a living and not having to worry about money, you know. That would be amazing. So yeah, having that purpose and having that goal feels really, it's added a stability to life that I'm truly grateful for. I know what I want to do, and it's this. And that's such a great feeling. Next question. Will I build a cool city? Yes, absolutely. It's daunting, such a huge mammoth project, but I definitely in the future want to build a full city. I want to carefully plan out every aspect of it, make it immersive and add realism and add districts and put thought into the placement of every building. It's going to be a big project, but one day I'm definitely making a city. We'll start small, you know. We'll start small with villages and then grow and make a town or two. But there's going to be a city, maybe even a few cities. Who knows? If we keep going with this for hundreds of episodes, that'd be amazing. What advice could I give to anyone who wants to start a YouTube channel? Wow. I feel like this is a question aimed at someone who has actually made it quite big. Like, I'm still at the beginning. I'm not even monetized yet. I haven't even reached that stage where I get to make money off these videos. So giving you guys advice seems odd, because I also am just starting out. But I guess I can tell you. I can tell you what I know, what I've learned just from my short experience. Don't do it to make money, because I've been doing this for 6 months now, and you know, I'm not even halfway to crossing YouTube's random threshold of 4,000 watch hours before I can monetize. And even when I do, I'm assuming I won't make that much from each video because I'm such a small channel. So yeah, don't do it with the intention to make money. Do it because you just want to make videos. You know, you love making what you're making, and the experience of sharing with people, and that's why you should do this for sure. Techniques. So this isn't something that everyone can do, just you know, because it costs money. But I figured out how Google Ads work, and I know a lot of you guys have come to my channel from seeing my ad. I was pretty proud of that little ad, and it has, you know, it's worked. You guys watched it, and for some reason it grabbed your attention, and here you are. So that's amazing. But yeah, unfortunately that costs money, you know, not too much, you know. It's like a couple of pence per view, but you know, it all adds up. So I guess if you have another job, you already have like a way to make money, but you want to do this and invest in it as a future project that you hope to grow. That's kind of the way I see it, you know. Like, yes, I'm spending money on ads right now, but that's because I'm investing in this as something I love and something I want to do. So I don't mind paying a bit of money at the beginning now to help it grow, and then maybe in a few years' time down the line, it will be making me money back. You know, that's kind of the way I see it. So yeah, that's one thing I guess you could do if you've already figured out what you're making, and you've got the creation side of things down, and you just want to grow. Google Ads wasn't too hard to learn. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I guess try to figure out what your thing is. You know, what makes you stand out. Why would someone watch your video as opposed to the hundreds, thousands of other people making videos? Like, I think with mine, I've realized I'm not funny and excitable and high energy and you know, all about the memes. That's not me, but that's okay. There's hundreds of people who are like that, and they're really successful being the fun guy. I think I realized that my thing is being relaxed and calming and a bit more slower tone, slower pace, and calmer tone, and it won't be to everyone's taste. I mean, a lot of people will click off immediately because it's just too slow, and that's fine. That's kind of the joy of YouTube, you know. It's something for everyone, and the people that get a bit overwhelmed by the fast-paced nature of a lot of videos will hopefully find solace in my slow ones. So yeah, I guess try and figure out what your thing is. What makes you stand out? Yeah, I can't really help you with that because that's very specific to who you are and how you produce content, how you create. Yeah, I don't know. I giving advice when I'm still at the beginning seems a bit strange. So I think I'm going to move on and answer a different question. Do I have a Discord? So I know someone made me there's a fan-made Discord server out there that I know a few of you have joined. And that's amazing. I'm really grateful for that. But there is actually in the works the official Eqqo server. I'm working on it. I don't know when it will be ready, but I will. When it is, I'll post it in the community channel on YouTube, and yeah, that is the official Eqqo Builds Discord server, and I hope you guys all come over there and join me, but be patient with me. You know, I'm not a big Discord user. I don't know fully how it all works. I'm learning. You know, I'm getting this set up, and yeah, I'll get used to it. I'll get to come to terms with it. I learn quickly, but be a bit patient with me if I'm not super quick to reply or see every post and every comment. I'm a busy guy. I'm not really. I'm quite lazy, but you know, I am also making videos for you guys, and that does take up quite a lot of time. Actually, I don't know if it's obvious how much time goes into these videos. I think maybe to some of you it is. I think you can see that I am trying to put a lot of effort into the way they're structured, the thought behind it, especially certain videos like the last one. That took me quite a while, quite a few just solid days, waking up, working on it until I go to sleep, which is quite a lot. You know, when there's also real life to deal with. But yeah, I guess that's what it's like to have a passion, right? It's nice. It's nice to finally have a passion. So I don't mind waking up and working all through the hours until I sleep on something I'm enjoying. And yeah, and I think some of you do appreciate how much time is going into these. So that's nice. It's nice to feel that what you're doing is appreciated and the effort you're putting in is appreciated, because that's something I appreciate in the content that I consume. If I can see the effort gone into it, even if I don't necessarily enjoy the video, if someone's put a lot of effort into something, I at least want to put 20 minutes of my life into what they've done. You know, it's only fair. It would have taken them a lot longer than 20 minutes to produce that content, so why can't I give them 20 minutes back? You know, I don't know. That's just kind of the way I see things. I appreciate effort in any sense. So let's just take a look at this road from up here. Oh, Saddleback. Hey, Shan. I'm sorry, guys. I failed you. I mean, you failed yourselves. I had nothing to do with your deaths. But at least I gave you guys a cemetery to rest in peace, you know. Stuff like that, you know. I really enjoyed just adding a little bit of detail and story to our village, just with a small cemetery, you know. Yes, that's one extra thing, point of interest, but like, it also has stories, you know. Our stupid villagers died, so they are rested there forever. Yeah, let's take a look at this road. It's coming on. I don't think I'm going to be finishing it in this Q&A. I've kind of run out of questions, and I can't. I don't think I can talk for any longer. But we have maybe done half, I think. So I'll either do the other half off camera, or may even just save it, because there's no rush to get to this adjoined village. Like, I'm still working on the old village, so I can just leave this road unfinished until the next time I have a bunch of stuff to talk about, and then we could do this again. And maybe no one will watch that one either. No, I'm kidding. I have no idea if anyone's going to watch this or not. I mean, it'd be lovely if somebody does, since I talked for so long. I think we actually talked about some really interesting things, to be honest. I think your questions sparked some important conversations and some interesting ones, and for the future and the past, actually. Yeah, this was good. This was a good idea. I don't know if it was your idea or my idea, but let's say it was my idea. I'm going to take credit. I think before I close off this long talky video, let's go to the tavern. Let's go and sit in the pub, have a drink, immerse ourselves in our creation. I love that sign. I think that's great. Hi, Sinto. So I have plans for the next episode. I think because it is episode 20, maybe we'll do a little bit of a recap. I'll walk around the world, like a tiny world tour. Like, you know, there's hardly much of a world to tour, but yeah, well, maybe a little bit of a world tour to catch up. I'll show off all the builds. Maybe, you know, for anyone who actually uses these videos as building inspiration, you'll get different looks at the builds I've made throughout the series, because I haven't been back and shown off all of them. I kind of just build them in that episode, and that's that. But yeah, we'll do a bit of a world tour, tiny world tour, and then I do have something else I want to make. It's something I've been waiting to make, but I couldn't until we went to the Nether, so I kind of held off. But we've been now. We've opened the portal after our long quest, and I got the thing I needed to get to make the thing I wanted to make. So yeah, I'm finally going to get to build that. And you have no idea what I'm talking about, because I haven't said what it is, and I'm not going to say what it is. I'm going to leave that for the next episode. Now, I don't know if anyone's still watching, but if you are, you're amazing. Thank you for listening to me ramble on for, an hour and a half now. Yeah, I appreciate you taking the time. Even if, and I imagine this is probably going to be the case, because visually what's happening on screen was inconsequential. But yeah, I imagine I'm just on in the background listening whilst you're doing something else, which is perfect. I assume that's how most people experience my videos, because they're quite calming. I guess I'm just background. I'm background noise for most people, and that is absolutely fine by me. I don't mind that. I have many channels, people's videos that I put on purely as background noise, because I just love the calming nature of their content. So yeah, thank you guys for joining me on this very long conversation about all kinds of things. I'll see you in the next episode, guys. Take care. You're all amazing. Thank you.